And it was amazing to listen last night before the game to Shaquille O'Neal talk about on the TNT broadcast just how mature Joel Embiid has become, just how much he has matured compared to his still technically teammate, Ben Simmons. And if you haven't heard this yet, here is Shaq on TNT last night before the game talking about Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons and what he would do with this whole Ben Simmons situation. Take a listen to this.
I stay on big guys because I care about them. I want them to play a certain way. I want them to play at a certain level. Difference between him and his soft partner is he can take criticism without being a crybaby, and he still wants to play. Because me and Charles, we've been on him. We stay on him. We tell him to his face what he needs to do. He didn't cry. He didn't say, I want to be traded. He didn't, complain about mistreatment. And that's the difference. That's why I like and respect him. The other guy I don't respect. I've been thinking about it. You're missing the whole season because they asked your coach a question, can we win without you? And your coach gave a funny answer. That should tell you need to get in the summertime and work on your game. You don't think I haven't been criticized by you guys and Stephen A? You don't think I haven't been criticized by L.A. media, New York media? Great players get criticized, but the great players also step up to the criticism and perform. So this other guy I don't respect.
This is exactly what we were getting into on when the hell was I here last? It's been about, 3 years since I've done a show? That's what it feels like. This is what we were talking about on Monday. The thing that's so amazing about Joel Embiid is that we criticized Joel Embiid. We still loved Joel Embiid. We still loved Joel Embiid. We still applauded Joel Embiid. We still praised Joel Embiid. But we also talked about the things that weren't so great. The maturity being one of them, being in shape, the diet, seeing him eat cheeseburgers before the game. What the hell is that? Like that's all stuff that that's all stuff that we wanted to see kind of go away as his talent raised, as he got closer and closer to his full potential. Joel Embiid is the perfect case study for what we want in a Philadelphia athlete. When we recognize as a fan base or members of the media, and sometimes people like to ignore the fact that what the media wants and what the fan base wants are two of the total, like the same exact thing. There's sometimes this war between the two. No, it doesn't need to happen. But watching Joel Embiid, he's the perfect case study of what we want in our athletes in Philadelphia. We'll see. We're smart people, especially in the sport of basketball. I don't think there's a city in the country that knows basketball better than Philadelphia. With our heritage here, with the Big Five, the Sixers being here for as long as they've been, watching Will Chamberlain, Allen Iverson, Charles Barkley, all the greats that have played here. Like, we know basketball in this city. Kobe Bryant grew up here. Like, we know basketball here in Philadelphia. Watching a guy like Joel Embiid, or any athlete for that matter, when we know what the potential is, we only want to see you reach that potential. And that's why I always compare Philadelphia to the strict father more than a nurturing mother, if you will. Like, we don't just go juice boxes and orange peels after the game. We go, okay, well, that was good, but what happened? Like, what could we have done more? Maybe you won by a point. Why didn't you win by 10 points? We go to those things because it's not just about playing the opponent in front of you. It's about what that means when you play against those upper echelon opponents. And there was no LeBron James last night. AD missed a little bit of the time last night. He had a little bit of an injury, came back, played great. Russell Wilson, obviously, on the back end of his career. But Russell Westbrook, on the back end of his career. But when you watch Joel Embiid, I think he is the perfect example of what we want in our athletes. We want a guy to realize how good he could be and then work his ass off to get that good. And every single year, you have watched Joel Embiid get better and better and better as a basketball player. And this year, without Ben Simmons and missing that key facilitator, as Joel Embiid himself even highlighted earlier in the week, he's got to be that facilitator at times. And last night, he did that to the tune of 7 assists. That's what you want to see from a leader, not just on the court, but a guy off the court looking to make his teammates better. And ultimately, how do we really decide whether or not somebody is a great player? Oh, is he a great player? Because great players make others around them better. And that's what Joel Embiid did, particularly last night. And that's what he's done throughout this season.